Hey guys. So my big question, I've been wondering this for a while, and you guys are the best two to ask this too. What is it that you think causes kids to come out of amateur ranks, go into the pros, do decent but not that well, and then basically kind of fall off? Like we've seen it with Nico Izzy, we've seen it with Austin Stroop, we've seen it with Lawrence, like just kind of these big name kids that are coming out of amateurs, they go into the pros, and then they either struggle or they completely fall off the map.
Those
go ahead,
guys
JB.
you mentioned, sorry, Kiefer, those guys you mentioned are different than kind of what you're saying. Those guys didn't struggle. They actually won fairly early, were making a lot of money. So there's that aspect of it. They just, I mean, imagine being 16 or 17 years old, making $500,000 or close to $1 million. Now you've got any chick basically that you want. You've got people, saying yes all around you. So you're just surrounded by a bunch of yes men. And then, yeah, it's easy to fall off, but the other spectrum is the guys that might come up a little bit too early or have earned a factory ride because they're winning Loretta's and such. And Kiefer can probably talk to this a lot better than I can because he's kind of in that right now with Aiden. But they come out and they're 17 years old or 18 years old, and they're racing, a Christian Craig in there that was last year. They're racing the RJ Hampshire. They're racing the guys are just so good. And then in my opinion, they don't have enough years. And when I got an opportunity to race Supercross, I was like 20 years old, 21 years old. I still wasn't even ready, like confidence-wise and all that. So I got like 3 or 4 years, which no team's going to give you got 3 or 4 years. It's just on to the next. So a couple different scenarios there, but I think the kids that are in and out early, they need more time. And I really think as of late, there's like 5 guys I can name off the top of my head that if they just had a couple more years, if they had the team stick with him, I really think they could figure it out, but they just don't have enough time.
On my side, for me, I think the guys that you mentioned, JB nailed it. That's what I was going to say. Like, they succeeded, but also, you get lost. In our sport, it's different. Parents stick around longer than other parents in other sports. So, for me, I don't use dirt bikes as a here, this is what you're going to do for a job, Aiden. I use it as a tool to help Aiden grow up to be a good human being. So, and then whatever happens from that and blossoms is awesome. So if that means he gets to get paid to ride a dirt bike, if whatever it means. So I think a lot of these parents and younger kids, they get pushed in really quick, right? Like what JB said. And there's a lot of pressure early, one from the team side if they get a ride, and then 2 from the parents, right? So I'm around a lot of these parents, and it's gnarly, and it gets really, really in your face. And for me, I'm just kind of the opposite of that. And how we're going to do Aiden is just we're going to slow roll Aiden into this. I'm not interested in him getting to the Supercross by he's 18 or 19. If we go ride Supercross and he's 20 years old, that's just how it is. One, for safety reasons, because Supercross plus the pressure plus having a young kid, that's a recipe for getting injured a lot. So there's never been a kid out there that wants to win that will be like, oh, I'll just settle and I'm just going to try a little bit and just get my feet wet. No, these kids want to haul ass. They want to win. They want to look good. So it's up to the people around them to kind of slow roll this whole thing and keep them on their motorcycles. And hopefully, like JB said, you have a team that kind of understands all of that and then allows them to shine. I just don't think we have enough of those teams around to do that for our kids.
I do feel like the teams have reacted a little bit to some failures recently and are slow rolling people and taking time a little bit, right? Do you guys feel like that?
I would say a couple. I don't say most.
Okay.
I see a couple.
Right. I had one team manager tell me, look, man, I don't want to hire a young kid for my team, put pressure on him, watch him fail, and and he said waste money, which, it may be a tough term to use, but that's what he said.
Right.
He said, why don't I just grab a kid that is sort of under the radar, like not a Jet Lawrence, not an all-timer, nobody like that, but grab a kid that's pretty solid, a couple years on some team, and grab that kid when he's ready.
Correct.
Like, And I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, look, this is what sucks in our sport. Don't you feel like Derek Kelly will never get a factory 250 ride?
No, I don't. I don't feel that.
Oh, you feel he will?
I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's already been sniffing around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like if you're a couple-year veteran and you are solid, teams are like, yeah, we don't care. We want the kid. And to me, that's asinine. Take the guy that's putting the results in right now on equipment that's not as good as yours and a program that's not as good as yours and boost him up. But so many of these dudes get overlooked, you know?
I agree. Most of the time, you are correct.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Just like the Benny thing. Like,
Right.
he's 26.
Yeah.
Let's say he does get a fifth
Right.
and blows people away. Ain't no one going to hire him anyway.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
Yeah.
That, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I was telling him. Is like, it doesn't matter. So why not take your time, slow cook this kid into the sport so he kind of gets his feet wet, less injuries, and maybe you can market him better for other kids that would want to do the same thing, and then get parents on board with that brand. Like, there's a lot of good marketing ability if you do it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough situation. JB, we got another call for you here. It is Tyson on 2. Tyson, what's your question for Justin Brayton?